Yerrr Klk.
And at the end of the day, I feel like just people, everybody has an opinion about something, and people don't know how to talk and communicate their opinions. All right, you have an opinion, I have an opinion. How we're gonna meet in the middle and move forward, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing.
I think
Because
that was the point of the song.
okay,
Yeah, exactly what you
okay,
said. In my opinion, I think that was the whole purpose of the song.
okay,
To show you have an opinion. I know how you see me, but I'm gonna tell you what's real. How can we sit here and actually figure it out? Which I feel like has been we've had conversations, so it's a little different. It's we've had conversations about what even this platform should be, the Yerrr Klk platform. It's like
yeah.
we're at a
So,
we're at that place where I think this is what needs to be happening. Like it needs to be those conversations of like, yo, you're right and I hear you. How can we fix it? And I feel like that's what he was attempting to do.
since we're on that, right, I'm gonna go left a little bit.
Okay.
So, all right, we're saying you have an opinion, you have an opinion, I have an opinion. Let's meet together. Let's communicate, right?
Yeah.
So how would you? I hate going back to this, but like this is so it's relevant and it's recent, right? Candace Owens, right?
Oh man.
Right. So how do you? Let's say Candace Owens were to come right now, right, and say, "Look, Tim, I want to go on the Yerrr Klk podcast, and I want to sit down." How do you approach that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because she obviously has an opinion.
Yeah.
How do we come? How do you come together with Candace Owens in the middle to move forward?
I don't know, man, because people like Killer Mike and Ti weren't able to do it, dog. When you tell me,
Wait,
when you tell me Killer Mike and Ti couldn't really like, Ti couldn't stand her, bro, and then Killer Mike was just giving her the pass because she said she shared the same melanin as us. Like ain't nobody discounted. Like that's the thing. We need everybody that we got. Even if you're African
right.
American and you got some gripe against us Hispanics, because again, I'm black, but I'm not African American. I will say that because that's the truth. I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican. I know I'm from African descent because my grandparents have taught me things that I know about their great grandparents and stuff like that. So I know I'm from African descent. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but it's a different plight when it comes to being an African American.
Oh no, definitely. They're way different struggle. Well, we've had this conversation before. Like even our circle of friends, like we're all like, I'm lighter skinned. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I would never ever say that I've shared those struggles or whatever. I'm a Latino male. I've had my own struggles, but it's way different. It's not like African American man. Like hell no, I would never say that.
Exactly.
Never say that.
But the
But I
re
said,
Go ahead, go
but
ahead.
like you said before, like with empathizing and stuff like that. I love the culture. Like I love rap music. Rap music is my favorite. Is my favorite genre of music. Like I engulf myself within the culture, and my family is from the Dominican Republic, and if you know history of the Dominican Republic, then you know the history of African American, well, African peoples in that part of the world. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So if you go away with my family, and my family too, we have all shades of my family.
Yeah.
So like what you said, coming back to that, you know, knowing that and trying to going back to the Candace Owens thing, you know what I'm saying? So how do we go in the middle? What J. Cole was talking about was different. Like that's between like people who have like
The same
our
the
own people,
yeah,
right?
the same
But but
beliefs.
but Candace Owens is an African American woman, right?
Yeah.
She's an African American woman, and she has to have had like experiences growing up, has to, because I don't, you know what I'm saying? She must have
I mean,
experienced some
I
shit.
think honestly that's what I would question. If she was here, that's what I would question. I would want to know more about Candace Owens before Candace Owens became Candace Owens. Like I want to know where she grew up, where she went to school, what kind of friends she had, what her parents did. I want to know who she is as a person before it gets political or anything like that because that would tell me way more than I need to know about what she has to say today. Because it's like
Mm.
what you're saying. We're Hispanic, but I grew up in the Bronx. My family Dominican, Puerto Rican, but it was all rap. It was all rap. Everything was rap. Everything was black culture. Everything. When it comes to sneakers, dress, everything, bro. The way we talk, our slang, everything.
Oh, of course, yeah, hell yeah,
Everything.
no, no,
Everything.
hell
So it's
yeah, hell
like
yeah.
how can I see somebody that I'm personally benefiting off, personally, because the music helps me feel better. You know, I love hip hop. I love everything about Black culture. I can't even break it down into sections. I like
Mm.
what they provide when it comes to
We
like the athletes, everything, man, everything,
and
the culture.
we grew up on that stuff.
Exactly.
Even going back to high school, whatever, or I mean, it's part of it. It is part of
So
us.
so my question is, how can somebody like me who is not technically part of the culture but embraces the culture sit here and really like be gung ho? Because I'm ready to go, bro. Like I'm with it. You know, I'm with what's happening. I may not be out there protesting because I feel like there's other ways, and I feel like history has taught us, and like the certain conditions that we have won't allow us to fight this head on. You know,
Well,
but
I
I feel
think
like
this is
hold on.
I think this is
Hold on, Jay. I feel like what I think that piece is the difference. I can't see Candace Owens as somebody who grew up in a situation where she was with a bunch of like black people, to be honest. Like I can't see, besides her family and maybe a couple friends, I can't see her being immersed in the culture like we were, and living in situations that we have lived in. And it's not that we lived in poverty or anything like that, or any ghettos, like, but like we have family that has, maybe, I know I do. I have family that live in the projects, and stuff like that. Like, and that, like, I didn't grow up the best. Like this house that I live in right now is something that we came to get now, like literally 5 years ago.
hmm
This is the first house that is like ours. We
hmm
rented before, so it's like it's a different, like we were on Section 8 at one point too. It's like I understand those type of struggles, me personally. So it's like for somebody like Candace Owens to say the things that she says, it literally had to me. It has to be that she just doesn't see that, or she's been fed so much rhetoric from where she went to school. Because that's a problem too. You can have a kid from here, but then you send them to a private school, you send them to a good area, and what he's learning is what they teach the white kids, or those kids who have privilege, or quote unquote, whatever you want to call it. So you're not learning the plight of the people really next to you. So I
or
feel like
you
that's what I would go for if I was talking to Candace Owens.
now you made an excellent point, or like you're around these kids who are privileged, right? And you get engulfed in their way of life, right? Which is not, I'm not saying that's a freaking evil or something, but it is something that we're talking about, right? You get engulfed in that thing. You get, I guess not, I guess you could say, yeah, you get brainwashed. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you
Like
lose perspective.
you lose perspective. You lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess you're in that realm, and if you don't conform, you're an outsider too, right? In some ways, right? Don't you agree with that? Like, so you have to like, and that effort of you trying to fuse yourself with those people, you got to lose a part of yourself every time because you're getting closer to that. So you lose a part of this side, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's part of that too. And going back to like getting kind of stones and like yourself, and then or trying to meet in the middle. Like, how would you do that? I feel like, or or something like that. I feel like a platform like this can do that though, right?
I mean,
Understand? Like you're saying, you're going back to the movement of what can we do besides protesting or whatever? I feel like you could do this.
yeah, I feel like conversation is the next step, and that's why I chose to do a podcast. It's a
Exactly.
place where we could sit here and literally chop it up for however long, and then I could put it out for people to digest. If
hmm
they watch it, they watch it. If they feel a way, they can talk. And it's an open platform. I
hmm
tweeted and I posted on here before we got on. If anybody want to come on, they could. And
hmm
that's what I want it to
hmm
be. I want it to be something where people can come in and be like, "Yo, you know what, Tim? I think you're stupid." And I'd be like, "What? I'm stupid? What you mean? Why?" And then we could talk about it.
And you can talk about it.
And
Yeah, it's fine.
but
It's
at the
fine.
end at the end of the day, it's just gonna come out one of two ways. Either we're gonna agree to disagree, or we're gonna come to a common stance and try to work on it.
That's right. And then that's what you would hope for, right? That you got this person so over on this side, and you got this other person so over on this side, that you can come together into an agreement. Like, okay, wait, we found something there, so let's work on that something, and that's a step forward.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.